some of the points that I wanted to make, they're already made. So I am just going to highlight one area and perhaps try to answer a little bit to Mr. Mercanti. Because I think I represent to some extent maybe the quiet majority in the city. Although I'm so committed to downtown renewal, rejuvenation, everything else, I did not take a quick choice right from the beginning and support West Harbor or anything, because I wasn't sure if the stadium was really what I really wanted to see for downtown development. However, Pan Am Games was an opportunity. I was just a little bit on that side, and quickly, following past few months, actually, I read everything you had to say. The papers had to say, the whole process, and I was so determined to make a scientific decision at the end, which location is really the best. And I couldn't get there. In fact, more scientific I wanted to be, more insane I was becoming. So there was a meeting called on a Friday, and I said, this is it. I'm going to hear from there, and I'm going to make the decision, and I'm going to be so objective. That meeting was last Friday, and when I got to the meeting, I did not have the knowledge what had just happened that day. What happened last Friday, we cannot just push under the carpet because they said they took it back. It was a major threat to democracy, which goes beyond everything that we're talking about here. It was so scary. In 1 second, I didn't know where I honestly lived. Is it North Korea or Taliban's or Ayatollahs calling the shots? Who really controls this city? So we were at the verge of losing our dignity, and your very existence was threatened last Friday. Therefore, hearing everything else very objectively again today, all day long, I could not see and hear one major important factor: this stadium should really go to East Mountain. In light of that, if you do vote for East Mountain location, not only you have no good reason really to convince me, but you have an incredible symbolic message you're sending out, that you have been, and along with you, you have taken us to do tactics of being bullied, threatened, and fear factors put in, which in my experience in business life, no good business case ever resort to those kind of tactics if you have good business viability. So, if the stadium must be built, I feel you have actually, in general, you have three choices. You have, if must be built, it should be West Harbor. But I caution again, if there's all these financial issues, you really have to work it out. Mr. Merula's, Councilor Merula's statement or option makes a lot of sense as well. I feel you have to look at that. So the third one, honestly, I feel if you pull out of Pan Am Games, I don't have a problem with that. I have a major problem if you happen to be voting for East Mountain location, because significantly what you're saying, you caved in. You never called the shots in the city. Few people, few and only few interest group is pulling the plugs in the city. And respond to Mr. Mercanti. I appreciate, and I have been in the volunteer and philanthropist sector in the city. True philanthropy is you give with no strings attached. True philanthropy is you do not give, so you would be able to pick up the phone one day and call the shots for the city. That's not philanthropy. And Fred, you almost lost me before this election. I wasn't going to go. And Friday again, that changed the whole thing because I see the whole picture very clearly. I'm very thankful to your leadership, although it's been questioned by others. Maybe there is some merit, but I feel that your Your leadership insisting on these things has exposed the process which we have been probably subject to for a long time. Gentlemen, Hamilton's dignity is in your hands, and political, and ladies, yes, and political dignity, Mr. Clark, sometimes is the willingness to make politically difficult decisions. Please think about it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Belma.